Can you guys hear? You guys all ready? Yo, Shay, we hear you, fat ass. Thanks, Clara, loved one. Appreciate it.
So thoughtful.
I ran 10 miles this morning. I have gained weight, though. Thanks for noticing. Here we go.
For noticing.
1, 2, 3. Hit it.
Kids are counting sheep.
When the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories. When the kids go to sleep, you're not singing.
I sang.
I'm untying this on your shirt.
Untie my shirt. That is so rude. Now you have to tie it back up.
I'll tie it back up. Hey, I do
In a
have to
nice
make an apology.
way.
I was watching the podcast we did a few weeks ago, the one where I was making fun of your giant nose.
Yeah, you better apologize.
I don't know why I came across mean as I was watching it later. I was like, she doesn't have a big nose. She's beautiful. Tell them that I tell you that you're beautiful on a daily basis. I do.
Shay abuses me, and emotionally, I can't take it
I would say that I'm pretty good at telling you you're beautiful.
I have never felt like you thought I was ugly, ever.
Yeah.
Because you tell me every day that you think I'm super beautiful.
I think it helps. I think the only reason I do it
helps
is because I think it makes you more beautiful. I think if you
tell me I'm beautiful?
Yeah, because if like every day I'm like, oh babe, you're kind of ugly.
Well, it builds up your self-confidence.
Right, but I think that makes you more beautiful. So I don't necessarily think you're beautiful. Well, I do think you're beautiful, but I'm not doing it for you.
You should probably think before you speak today.
I'm
just saying.
Mommy is.
Let's work on this.
Listen, there's some chemicals in her body that are a little bit tweaked, and
What?
I'm not sure if it's the pregnancy or what, but she can be a real itch that starts with a B lately.
It's true. But you know what? You're going to have to deal with it because this is the way I am right now.
Like, for instance, yesterday, on like little things that she would never get angry at.
Frustrated.
We were driving home from the beach. We went down to the beach last night to watch the sunset, and we're at this light where we go to turn right, and there's this car that wanted to come out. So I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy, come. A nice guy, come on out. So he goes to go out, and then he kind of like stops in our lane because there's another lane that the traffic didn't stop for him. And then Colette's like, oh, really? Just stop in our lane? I'm like, well, like normally she wouldn't care about that.
Well, that light's really hard to get through. And the light was already green and they were all gone and we were the ones that were stuck now.
And she... Oh.
And I was a bee.
I was laughing
with an
so
itch,
hard yesterday.
Right?
No, she just is a little bit more aggressive with her behavior.
I'm assertive.
But I think it's the baby. And maybe I think she's gotten that way the longer
So I'm
we've
not
been
going to
married.
mess with any crap. I don't have time. I don't have energy.
Doesn't have energy to deal with that crap. I like it, though. I like a little fiery in my woman.
He does.
I like a little fire. You're always too nice. I want you to be
I'm
mean.
always too nice.
You're way
I'll
too
work on
nice.
that. I'm going to sincerely work on that, you guys.
So that brings us to
I
our
am
first
done being
topic.
too
I
nice.
didn't do like the intro to the thing that I say. Welcome to episode 109 right here at When the Kids Go to Sleep.
109 for real?
In Los Angeles,
That's really
California,
crazy.
at Maker Studios. We're in a new location today. Can you guys tell?
Can you
It's
tell?
usually a tight shot, but we are
We have
in a
white
brand new
walls.
room. The walls are white. The ceiling is like 20 feet. I want a rope swing in here
Your
next time I
pits are
come.
sweaty.
Quit looking at my sweaty
Sorry.
pits. Are they?
Just thought I'd
Dude, I ran 10
point
miles
that out
this
because
day.
I'm rude.
I have a little residual sweat going on.
That's
you know,
okay.
like when you wake up early in the
Just
morning
shows you have energy.
and you work out hard, and it's like just like you keep sweating throughout the
Mm-hmm.
day. It's good though because I'm burning calories right now. Hold on, let me check my thingy.
Pulse?
What's it called?
Your pulse?
I can feel it. It's beating. That's good. So last night, speaking of Mommy Tard being in a pit off mood,
Why are we talking about me being in a PO'd mood? I'm not PO'd.
I'm gonna bring up our first subject.
I'm happy.
Cutting wieners.
Oh, yes. I was in a PO'd mood because of that. Okay, let's preface. It was our One Take Sunday, right? That was the one that the comments were on?
Yeah.
And for some reason, there was this big discussion going on in the comments about
Dallas Shepherd says
circumcising
pregnant women
our
become
children.
gangsters.
Yo, what's up?
Pregnant women become gangsters. Yeah, there was a giant argument yesterday about us circumcising our baby.
Yeah, and it was only between like 2 or 3 people, so it wasn't like that big of a deal.
It was a pretty
Well,
big
it started with
conversation.
one main person, and then the others were like, blah, 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 blah. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what is this all about? So I was curious. I was reading through it. And then I got back to like the root of it, and it made me so angry.
Do you remember the comment? What the comment was?
I don't remember who it was, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you, but they said something about how I know that Mommy Tard would not have circumcised Rock Tard if it was her choice, but Shay takes over. Something about how Shay's some controlling man and that I'm the woman that just stays in the kitchen and I don't have a, mind of my own.
Right. Jackson Harris is calling. Jackson,
Yes.
let's see.
Do you wanna
Let's
answer?
patch him through. Let's ask him a question.
Let's ask him
Jackson.
about circumcision.
Oh, hello. Listen, I had to call because I heard you were talking about circumcision.
I can't. Can we hear him through the headphones? Is this plugged
we hear
in?
him?
Hold on, Jackson. I gotta
It's
take my
not
phone.
plugged
Hold
in.
this.
Hold on.
Hold my jack. Oh, this
red and
awesome
blue.
iPhone case that you can get at rodeoarcade.com that really protects your technology and telephones. Check it out, rodeoarcade.com. Okay, let me plug this in.
Which he should have had on before he dropped his
Jackson?
phone.
Yes.
Okay,
Can you
question.
hear?
Are you circumcised?
Yes. I will announce to the internet I'm circumcised. I'm Jewish, though, so
he's
we had
gonna
to.
ask that question.
That's a question that we were talking about last night is what is the origin of circumcision? I know it was a Jewish thing. Why did they do it? And then where did it start? Do you know the background behind this penis snipping?
The penis sniffing. I wish I knew more, but, because you grow up, obviously, and everyone tells you, like, oh, yeah, I was at your bris. That's really awkward because you're, like, 20 years old now, and grown people are saying, like, yeah, I was at that ceremony where they cut a little bit of your penis off. And you're like, oh, thanks. That was a great way to meet you. Like, it's
Check
just
out
a
this
really
Instagram.
weird-
Well, and in the Jewish
Yeah.
religion, it's an actual ceremony.
And you call
Is
it
that right?
a
It's a
brisk?
ceremony.
Jackson, you call it a brisk?
yes.
That's a brisk day, I'll tell you what. Woo, is there a breeze in here or just my wiener get cut off?
Oh my goodness.
But I also believe that there's something about, I believe somewhere, I should be a better Jew about this, somewhere there was this thing about your manhood and what you would give up for your child and something of cleanliness. I should know more. All I know is that it seems like the norm nowadays.
Right.
There's a
it's
couple
become
reasons,
a cultural
like
norm, right?
Biblical reasons, but now I feel like it's more of just that
Aesthetics.
a thing.
I
that
would
people
say
do.
But they also say for like medical. They say for like medical reasons that like it's more hygienic, I guess.
Yeah, because, if you have this is really getting into, if you
well,
have the
if we're
foreskin
gonna talk
there,
about circumcision, this is going to get into it.
you have to, because if you have to pull it back to clean the area, you know what I mean? So
See, I don't have that life experience. I never had to go through that. It was already okay. Put it this way: you were probably like living your life with like a hooded sweatshirt, and I wasn't. That's the difference.
I'm not. I am circumcised though. I mean,
You're like, wait.
Okay, so listen.
Did you get that done like last week?
Yeah, it was.
Is that part of
it was
Shayla?
like it's part of Shayla's, right? Okay, Jackson. That's how I lost 100 pounds. Is I got circumcised. Man,
I know
Claude had
you
a lot
hold-
of work
you
to
hold
do.
Most of your weight
is
in your
not good.
foreskin. I heard.
Oh.
You know who told me that? Your brother, actually.
Did Casey tell you that?
You're-
That's likely. That's
Casey,
definitely
yeah.
likely for Casey to bring something up
Casey's
like
very
that.
wise.
Okay, go check
Casey
out.
also wanted me to. Wait, Casey just wanted me to tell you that he's getting circumcised next week. He's going to put it live on YouTube.
Yes,
He's gonna
There
put it
should
live
be-
on YouTube.
That would be quite the procedure to see as an older gentleman.
Oh, goodness.
A live stream of the circumcision being performed. Okay, check out Jackson Harris's new single. Well, it's not his new single. He did a cover of We the Kings, Just Keep Breathing. It was really good, dude. Where was that apartment building? You were on top of an apartment building. You could see all of Central Park.
It's actually, next time you're in the city, I'll take you there. It's the top, my mother's office building has this top floor, and they usually
nice.
rent it out for parties and stuff. So I asked if they could, maybe let me go up there and shoot this little music video, and they did. So it was pretty cool.
Dude, those shots in that video are epic. Check it out, you guys. Jackson Harris has a new video out where he covers We the Kings, Just Keep Breathing. And everybody knows that's my favorite song. I love that song. You sounded great, dude. And like the part where it was like slow motion where it goes to the chorus, it's like, whoa, whoa, and you like jumped and like, that was really, I felt the emotion in the song. It was awesome.
Thank you, buddy. But I just want to say before I go, obviously, hope Molly Tard, the most important Tard in the family, is doing well.
Oh, thank
She's-
you.
She's carrying for another one of your amazing children.
Yes,
so.
she is.
And I heard you're going to name it Jackson Tard, right?
Jackson Tard. That is not true.
There you go.
We haven't thought of a name yet.
That did
we
come
gotta
up in
figure
the
it
name
out.
suggestions when we were
Dude,
talking
that's the
about it
last thing on
yesterday.
Kickstarter for the Hey I'm Blogging here. For like 50,000, you get to name the
Get
baby.
to name the baby after you.
That's a great idea. We need to add that perk. We need to open up the Indiegogo for sure. All right, get out of here with your wiener
right.
talk, Jackson.
Love you guys. Go
Okay.
podcast
Love you,
and talk
thank
about
you.
baby penises.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Bye.
So that's the question then. Roth, are you circumcised? You refuse to answer the question.
Does anybody really
Roth's
want to
sitting
answer
over there with
this
his foreskin
right
like, I
now?
hope they don't ask. So
It's not like
what do you do? Because like the comments were going back and forth and people were pissed. The only reason I feel like it is because I don't want them to get made fun of. I feel like, in the locker room situation as the kids growing up, it's like,
well, and see, I don't know what exactly the norm is, but I know that for my family, the males are all circumcised. So I didn't want it to be like all of you guys, all of your relatives are and all your ancestors or whatever, but you are not. You know what I mean?
right.
I don't know. For me, it was like this is like tradition sort of.
What I don't get is how passionate some people are about
Some
it.
people think it's like we are torturing our child and it is going to die if we circumcise.
A few years ago, I got attacked on Twitter by a YouTuber. Shouldn't even mention his name, but and he makes good videos. But we had a vlog of when Wtkgts was circumcised, and I didn't show it or anything. But when we went to the doctor to circumcise Wtkgts,
We
I was
talked
like,
about it.
Yeah, we're here. He's getting his thingy cut, and I didn't think it was like that big of a deal.
But it
But
is
like
for
after
some
that
people,
vlog,
it's
it
a huge deal.
erupted into this like hate storm of like I was like mutilating my child, and it was like child abuse, and it was like baby mutilation. I'm like, whoa, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like some people are like so passionate about it. I was like, it's just like a little, and he didn't even feel it. Wtkgts didn't even cry when it happened.
Yeah, he's
They
pretty.
give a little shot, like there's a little shot, and then I cut it. I'm the one that cut it. They like gave me the scissors.
You're such a bad person.
I know. That was like, sorry, bro. So I have, I circumcised both of my kids, actually. Suntard and Wtkgts.
And yes, we will be circumcising the baby boy.
What if I didn't want to?
Then I guess in California, both parents have to 100% agree, according to somebody in the comments. So
Really?
we have to agree.
So that's the point, I guess, is that, what is the point?
What is the point?
is.
I think it's like, it's just about a preference thing. I don't
Yeah.
think that it's a bad thing.
Do you think we're bad parents? In the comments
Do you
below.
think we're bad
Are we
parents
bad
for
parents
circumcising
if
our
we
child?
circumcise our
And then
child?
the debate was going about, well, if you don't agree with circumcision, but you agree with abortion, then you're a hypocrite and blah, blah, blah. And like, then it got into like abortion is like similar to circumcision. And then it was like, what is
You
going
either
on here?
kill the baby or cut off a little bit of its penis.
It's like sometimes the comments just make my head go
Which
like
is
this.
the real death,
Woo!
if you think about it.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm just making jokes. They're not very funny. Speaking of not funny jokes, YouTube has Comedy Week coming up this week.
Speaking of not funny, but it will be funny.
No, YouTube is doing a Comedy Week, which I'm excited about. I think it's a really cool thing. They had their big debut show last night on YouTube. We should go to some of the comments. The comments are flying by. We should get some no way you're bad parents. Thank you, really, really random 11. No, you're
I
not
love
bad
that
parents.
name.
You do what you believe, bro. Heck no, whatever makes you happy. No, you guys are great parents, says Michael Branziti. No, if my sister was having a baby, she would also. That's the question. I'm going to ask you right now, you uncircumcised males. And now I don't think that it's I'm not making fun of that.
Yeah, it's like either way, whatever. Who cares?
It's up to you. It's like personal preference. But if I wonder if there's people out there that are not circumcised that did get made fun of and therefore will have their kids circumcised because of it.
Or that are circumcised and regret being circumcised.
Or are there people that are circumcised that wish they weren't circumcised?
It's very interesting.
We have said circumcised more in the last 5 minutes than I think I've ever said in one period of time in my entire life.
It's true.
Circumcised. But yeah, I just think, there's some like outliers out there who think it's like a really bad thing, and they let us know about it.
Everybody has their opinions and everybody's heard different things, and it's just like, whatever, let's all be friends.
I really don't think that like some people were saying like what was one comment you say, like somebody's like there's like been a lot of deaths from circumcision.
More deaths from circumcision than from SIDS or something?
From SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome.
Yeah.
I don't see how that, I guess if it got infected, but it's like as long as you just keep the area clean.
You should take care of it.
And it's like 2 weeks and it's like normal.
Yeah.
Right? Anyways, I guess that's as much as you can talk about the snipping of one's personal private skin area. And I bet you there's people, never mind. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of Google search images going on about circumcised.
no.
Don't do that. Just save yourself some time. We should bring Carly in here. I'm sure she would have. My sister's here.
Carly,
in
are
the
you
building.
circumcised? Wait a second. No, wait. What?
So let's talk about YouTube Comedy Week. Last night they had a big live show. It was really cool. My buddy Kasim G was hosting. Kasim is a fancy dresser.
He is.
And he won't tell you how much he spends on his clothes, and he doesn't spend money on anything. But when he goes and buys clothes, he gets the nice stuff. He gets the nice.
Right, but he's usually
nice
in
stuff.
like flannel shirts. And
Yeah, he never dresses up, and he has the same flannel shirt that he's worn for 10 years. But when he does dress up,
very
he looks
fancy.
good. And then they had I don't know the other girl. It was Kasim G, Norm Macdonald, and there was this other girl who I didn't really know who she was. And they were hosting like the pre-show, like the red carpet pre-show to this YouTube Comedy Week live show. It was live streaming. There was like 100,000 people on the stream, and I mean, here's my takeaway from it, man. Norm Macdonald, for one, he's a comedy legend, hosted SNL, has done a lot of things. He has a podcast he does now. I mean, he's a funny guy. Norm Macdonald, he's like a big comedy legend. But he was just like a jerk.
Was he?
He was just like, he was mispronouncing all the YouTubers' names. Like, he had obviously never heard of any of these YouTubers before. He was
are you saying like he was a jerk just towards YouTubers?
Nah, he wasn't a jerk necessarily, but it came across as like he was trying to act like he didn't care and was like, oh, this cute little internet thing, and I'm
Right.
here, and it just was like crass, and
Almost
he
too much.
swore like way too much. It was like, how many times can you use the F word just to use the F word? And like, I'm not against a well-placed F word. If,
Well placed.
if you place
long
it in
as
just
it's
the right
well
moment, it
placed.
can hit, and it can like be funny, and it can
Right.
be very expression. And I'm not like a prude when it comes to cussing. I know a good cuss when I see one, but it was just like when you say it over and over
I know
and over,
a good cuss.
it's just like, come on, dude. Like, don't you have anything else in your vocabulary besides the F word? To me, it's just a
Right,
sign
as a host.
of unintelligence. Like, you just F this and F this, and I was F'ing this F. It's like, come on, like, read a book. Like, use some other words, Norm Macdonald. How did you do it all those years on Saturday Night Live? So it left a bad taste in my mouth. And the overall feeling that I got is just like, YouTubers don't trust YouTubers. YouTube doesn't trust YouTubers. Like, just give us a chance to do our own show.
Oh, you say
It's
because
they're like, oh, we
had
gotta
him
pull in these mainstream stars. We gotta
Mm-hmm.
have Norm Macdonald. They had this other guy, Todd Glass, who like every time they cut to him, he's like, oh, we live? We live? Huh, I don't even know what's going on. Oh, they're in my ear again. Shut up in my ear. I'm doing my thing. And it was just like cringeworthy. I was like, dude, like at least show like you care. Like they both came across like, oh, we're these big stars and we don't care. This is a stupid YouTube thing. And they like didn't know any of the YouTubers. And it was like, it just made me cringe.
I think that it's cool to mesh the worlds, but there needs to be a level of respect.
Right,
you know?
And I think I'm almost sure, and I don't know, YouTube probably would never come out and say this, but I'm sure after that live show, because I was actually reading a Tube Filter article this morning on the show last night, and I actually screen capped this last paragraph because I thought it was really good. Tube Filter, my buddy Drew Baldwin runs that place. He says, if YouTube Original Channels Initiative taught us anything. So a couple years ago, YouTube gave like millions of dollars to people, a lot of them celebrities, to come out and to create some YouTube channels. They gave money. I don't know who they all gave money to. They gave money to the Mom's View. The Mom's View got money to produce, but they gave, I think it was like $100 million to all these people to create these like channels because they wanted some like mainstream talent to come into the space and create YouTubers, to create YouTube channels. And this article says, if the YouTube Original Channels Initiative taught us anything, it's that a spirited effort created by an online personality will draw a more enthusiastic YouTube audience than a half-hearted effort from a celebrity who has other things on his mind. And that is totally true. For instance, Philip DeFranco created SourceFed, which is huge from that YouTube Original Channels Initiative, and Phil got money to create SourceFed, and SourceFed is like a brand new news source. I think one day could compete with CNN, or at least like I don't know what you'd compare it to, but like a reputable online news source. I think SourceFed is a great example.
Did you say nude source?
Well, they do that too. Right, Joe Beretta? Rat Sam Beretta. So anyways, there was some funny moments last night, and then it was like, Sarah Silverman and like Seth Rogen, like the opening bit of the show was like the C word over and over. Seth Rogen kept seeing the C word, and then Sarah Silverman
Maybe
murdered
they
this
just got
dude.
excited because they were like, "Oh, it's the internet. We can say what we want."
Well, that's what their premise was. That's what they said. They're like,
Yeah.
"This is the internet. It's the wild, wild west. We can get away with anything. We can
But
do
it's
anything
not.
we want."
Yeah.
But it's not that, you know.
It
And so
isn't.
then they thought, "Oh, we'll murder people." Like Sarah Silverman, like slit this guy's throat. It was the dude off of Bo Burnham's new show
Oh,
on
really?
MTV, Zach
Zach
Stone.
Stone.
But it was
Oh,
his
it's so
friend. You know his
funny.
friend with the long hair that works
Yeah.
at the video store. It was him on stage with Sarah Silverman, and she like slit his throat, and he's like bleeding everywhere. She stabs him and kills him, and then Seth Rogen's calling her the C word like over and over and over again. It was like, just like raise the level a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, what's the base level shock value that we can get? And it was like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's like, as I was
By the
watching
way,
it,
if
I
you
was like,
haven't
this
seen
sucks.
Zach Stone, it's hilarious.
Yeah, my buddy, I like to call him my buddy because we've interacted like a couple times in my life, and I have stood next to Bo Burnham
My
in a picture.
buddy.
My
My
buddy.
buddy.
But Bo Burnham's a
Bo
YouTuber.
Burnham and
Bo
me.
Burnham and me. That's what they need. They need a Bo Burnham, my buddy. Bo, that might be a good merchandise option for you. Think
Uh-oh.
about that.
Does that
What?
mean?
So there's,
getting
I will
feedback.
be, I am actually, I think me and Casey might be hosting a show on Thursday night. See, I'm giving them all this criticism, and then they're letting me host a show on Thursday night, I think with College Humor. That's not
Well, don't
for
drop
sure
the
yet.
F-bomb or the C-bomb.
I will not
okay?
drop the F or the C bomb. Now I have to be like intelligent and funny when I host.
You better. You better
I don't know.
bring
And,
it.
and I'm not opposed to having like mainstream celebrities come onto the YouTube space, but it's just like disheartening when we as YouTubers have fought so hard and so long to like legitimize this space and to create good content that is
Right.
engaging and that is shareable. And then they come on, they're like, "Oh, this is cute internet. We can just do it." And just like, it just, as I was watching, I was like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't know if you guys saw it last night, but it was live streamed on YouTube. But I would recommend, because they are involving a lot of YouTubers in the comedy week. Epic Rap Battles of History, Epic Mealtime. Harley Mornstein was funny. Cassim did a great job hosting last night. They had Lonely Island on. They were great. I think they debuted a new song that was out. So there is a lot of good stuff. Check it out. I think it's YouTube's YouTube channel. I think it's youtube.com/YouTube. Rolf, you do a little research on
Live?
that? Is that
I will for you, yes.
I think that's actually their YouTube channel. But they're going to be uploading all kinds of content.
For Comedy Week.
I
All
did
week.
I did a little thing where I went in and they had us watch these viral videos and like comment on them. So I don't know when that will show up, but yeah, it's funny. And they're putting a lot of like resources into this. I think it will be a reoccurring thing every year, and then I think their goal is to like build this up like Shark Week. Like every year, YouTube has this comedy week, and it's like this. You know, they bring out all these people to do comedy.
Comedy.
You like comedy?
You like to be funny.
Tell me
It's
this.
some
Do you like to
comedy.
laugh? Do you like to
Do you
smile?
like it? Do you like the ha-has?
Do you like the hee-hees and the ha-has? They have Ryan Higa and they have Jenna Marbles. Grace Helbig was hosting. Daily Grace
All
was hosting.
funnies. I love them all.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Yep.
And Epic Rap Battles of History, that was a really cool moment. Epic Rap Battles of History, our buddies Pete and Lloyd performed the Beethoven. Was it Beethoven versus Skrillex?
No, Mozart.
Mozart versus Skrillex.
Yeah.
And the Skrillex came out on stage.
That's
and
awesome.
And Skrillex and Lloyd, who was dressed as Skrillex, were rap battling against Peter, who was dressed as Mozart. That was a pretty cool moment. I
Well,
thought
where
that
was
really
Mozart?
cool.
Why didn't he bring
Yeah,
Mozart?
jerk, never showed up. That's what I was thinking.
Seriously?
No, Mozart needs to be, but he's dead, so that wouldn't
Oh,
work.
whoops.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mozart. So, I was gonna say though, not to like bash the celebrity comedy people or whatever, like, because I think Sarah Silverman is hilarious, but I agree there could have been some better taste
Yeah.
in that
Some more.
specific event.
I thought about like a comedy legends like Bob Hope. If he were to watch a show like that,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, what would he say about that? And I can understand like freedom of expression and, you know,
But there's a line where it's not funny. It's just not funny.
it's too easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's easy to say the F word and the C word and murder people. It's like, that's just
That's
base
easy.
comedy.
I mean, I do that all the time.
It's
all the
easy to
time.
come up with that. Like, and then what will shock them? We'll have a lot of blood.
I don't think anything shocks people anymore.
That's sad, but that's
It's
true.
sad, but it's true.
Especially with kids these days, and the internet is. I was watching a recent YouTubers react, and Shane Dawson said that in a video they showed, where it was like kids aren't shocked by anything. It's like you know, your senses are dulled by so much. It's like that. hopefully that will bring us to a new level where it's like, okay, now you actually have to like think of funny, creative stuff instead
Right.
of like just this crass base humor. You know what I mean? I don't know. What else are we going to talk about? YouTube Comedy Week. Speaking of like unfunny
This has
stuff.
been super interesting. Circumcision and comedy. How come we just blend the two? What were you going to say?
I want to say first and foremost that circumcision is not funny.
It's not
Serious
funny.
subject.
And we will not be
Shaybeard.
discussing it
We're talking
on
about
Comedy
Shaybeard.
Week. Shaybeard!
Shaybeard came out. So there's been some criticisms of Shaybeard. One,
Mostly that it's too short.
it was too short. I had the same way. Like when they first showed me the first episode of it, I was like, I love it. Is that just
want
I
more.
want 18 more minutes of that. But you gotta understand.
But it has to evolve.
We
gotta
want
get-
it to have a storyline, and we want it to have reoccurring characters. We want
Me.
Colette.
I'll be in
Colette
it.
has a cartoon that's
I
like
do.
for season
They've already
2.
been drawn. I've already seen it.
And she's hot. She's a hot cartoon.
You'll have to wait.
And then we want the kids in it. Like we want it to evolve. We'd love if it was on TV. I mean, that's not necessarily the goal, but I would love if they became like 20-minute, like a normal cartoon that you're used to seeing, like a SpongeBob episode where it was 20 minutes and it had a whole storyline and a backstory, and you know what I'm saying. But it's expensive. Animation takes time and money, and we don't have a big sponsor. We're not a big TV network. We just have a few animators, and it's all based on the views. We're relying on the Google AdSense revenue to help pay all the people that worked on it, and it takes a lot. You would be surprised, and I was like, when I first went in for the meetings for Shaybeard, I was like, oh yeah, and then we'll have to do this and do this and do this, and they're like, that's going to cost an extra $6,000 to do that, and I'm like, what? He's just like jumping or something, you know?
Yeah.
But it does. It takes a lot of time, and you never realize that. If you think about every time that dude moves, you have to draw another drawing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's programs and software that help with that now, but it still is very expensive. So we do have 13 episodes. They're all going to be about that same length, 90 seconds to 2 minutes. And we have 13 episodes, as they say in the biz, in the can, ready to upload. So every
Ready to go. Are
single
they all about
Saturday.
the same length?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
All about 90 seconds to 2
sorry.
minutes. Obviously, you weren't listening.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. You were talking
What
too
were you
fast.
thinking
My
about?
brain's going slow.
What were you thinking about when I was talking about it? Were you thinking about my uncircumcised? Wait,
No, you are circumcised, by the way.
how would you know?
I don't know. It's
Oh,
just
wait.
a guess. I was
Um,
just guessing.
So we appreciate you if you've checked it out. I think they're good, man. I think they're funny. Not my uncircumcised, the cartoon.
I'm
Shaybeard.
sorry. I'm
Shaybeard.
switching.
Check out
My
Shaybeard.
brain had to switch for a minute.
And any help with the thumbs up and the sharing of those, I'd say show them to kids. Kids will like them.
Our kids loved
Rock
him.
Tard loved it.
He watched it over and over and over
To me,
again.
that was the true litmus test. is
Right.
He kept saying, again, daddy, do
Again,
it
Daddy."
again. And he, no joke, no exaggeration, watched it at least 15 times.
Yes.
And I was
so
like, aren't you sick of it at this point? And then he started like mimicking it. When Casey, the boat, Malachi, goes, sharks, Rocktard's like, shark. Like he was saying
Yeah.
it back to the, and that like,
I like
was
when
exciting
he says
for me.
scurvy.
Yeah, Casey is doing the voice of Malachi. That was another criticism, is people wish that it was like the voice that I did for Malachi, but
I think I like
Yeah.
Casey's.
I think
Malachi
Casey's
voice.
interpretation. He had artistic.
I don't think you want.
liberties.
I don't want you to play all the characters.
Yeah,
That would just be weird.
No, I agree, and I wanted Casey to be involved because he's funny and he did a great job. So check it out, Shaybeard. It's live. Subscribe to Cartoonium and check out Comedy Week. It's going on all
Yes.
week. And I wasn't a big fan of the opening show, but I love YouTube. I bleed YouTube red blood. And
It's true.
I am excited to see what else they have. I know they're going to have some really funny stuff, and they already have.
Yeah.
There were some really good acts last night that was on the show, and I'm excited for the comedy.
Comedy.
And that's it. I think that's it. That's all we wanted to talk about in
guess
today's
so.
podcast. That's what episode 109 is to contain. And we love you. Download the link below. Follow us on Twitter. Ricky's going to be
Go
tweeting.
subscribe to Cartoonium.
Ricky, tweet those guys.
And watch Shaybeard every Saturday morning.
Links below. Every Saturday morning, like clockwork, Shaybeard will be up.
Yes.
Saturday morning cartoons. All right. Love ya. Well, see you next time.
Goodbye.
When the kids go to sleep, dreams and memories.
Hit it this time.
What?
When the kids go to sleep.
I didn't hear what you said. What?
What?